Ofcom are going to have to look deep into their dark heart and work out what they've got to do here. But I think if they don't want to be proved not fit for purpose, they better get a grip and at least investigate this, because a lot of viewers have complained. They're very upset about this.
They should investigate it. I mean, I think it was a very disingenuous thing to say that they're assessing complaints to see if any rules have been broken. I mean, it took me about 5 minutes to look up their rules. They're the ones who wrote it, so they should have a rough idea. They should have said, we're going to investigate what appears to be, after thousands of complaints, we're going to look into the programme to see if it, how it breached and what action to take, if any, rather than this. But that makes me worried that they're not going to do anything just by that sort of statement, which is like, more or less, we'll let this one go and perhaps in a few days it will disappear, which is, I think, the attitude they're trying to take.
Well, if they do that, I want to see a Tommy Robinson special on Strictly.
Yeah, I do. The EDL dances, the formation EDL dancing. I mean, as I just said, jokes aside, it's the same. It's the same, only the polar opposite message. Why are you allowed to project one political message on a major television show, but you're not allowed to project another one? It doesn't make any sense.
I would say so. I would think that you'd be very unlikely to see someone supporting Boris Johnson, for instance, on Britain's Got Talent making a statement, or Brexit, or a lot of the other issues which a lot of Britons find important. Equally as important as other key issues. However, there are certain things that are seen to be right amongst television executives, Ofcom executives, and some of the political classes, and some things which are seen wrong. Very often, what the ordinary viewer finds important is totally different to what TV executives think is important and what they care about. And they care about totally different things to what the actual person watching Britain's Got Talent, 3,000 or so, were upset that their kids were subjected to something. If you want to explain to your kids about Black Lives Matter or the issues of that, I think that's perfectly reasonable. If ITV want to do a programme where it's explained the ins and outs, if Ashley Banjo wants to do a programme for ITV where he outlines Black Lives Matter and why it's important to him, I think that would be a very, very good programme. However, on Britain's Got Talent, an entertainment show, I don't think that was the right platform for that particular political message.
Here's the actual Ofcom quote is, "We are assessing the complaints against our broadcasting rules, but are yet to decide whether or not to investigate." Actually, so I think they have to investigate. Otherwise, they're basically riding roughshod over the complaints and the fears and the concerns of decent, ordinary family viewers of a popular show. Ashley Banjo has responded to the people who've been trolling him for this. For the people sending this, he says, "You do not represent or speak for the great British public." How does he know?
That's right.
How does he know? Silence was never and never will be an option. Fair enough. But noise on Britain's Got Talent maybe is not the place for it. You should be silent on there. Change is inevitable. Get used to it. Maybe. But why does Ashley nominate himself to be able to say you do not represent or speak for the great British public? How on earth does he know what the great British public think?
Well, obviously, he thinks the British public all agree with him. It was quite interesting, Kevin. Britain's Got Talent spokesman. So this came, I assume, from Simon Cowell's production company. Diversity's performance offered their take on the extraordinary events of 2020, opening up important topics of conversation.
Sorry.
The show was compiled for a family audience.
Yeah, come on.
There is a history, actually, in talent shows.
What's that all about?
There is a history in talent shows because Huey Green used to make political statements on Opportunity Knocks to camera.
Well, that's when he was losing his marbles, but you're right.
Exactly, yeah.
But I mean that he was knocked down. He lost the job because of that. So you cannot. Yeah, it's a very good example. Huey Green, after years of presenting Opportunity Knocks, lost the job and he was about the most famous man in Britain at the time because he made a political statement about his right-wing views on air in in an entertainment show. So here we have it, a similar situation where a political statement is being
50
made.
years later.
50 years later, and so far Ofcom are trying to work out whether or not making an overt, blatant political statement on an entertainment show breaks their rules. If it doesn't break your rules, Ofcom, I suggest you go back to the drawing board and put it in your rules. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I think it's in there, Kevin. I just think they haven't got to Section 5 yet. They've obviously taken a bit of time working from home. They're obviously taking a bit longer.
They want everyone to forget about it.
Actually, Nigel, read those rules again. Have you lost them now?
No. Section 5, due impartiality and due accuracy and undue prominence of views and opinions. 5.7 is any personal interest of a presenter which would call into question the due impartiality of the programme must be made clear to the audience. Well, that wasn't, was it? It wasn't made clear to the audience before he went on.
No.
5.13, broadcasters should not give undue prominence to the views and opinions of a presenter on a matter of prominence or controversy in the programme included in any service. So that, again, 5.10, personal views or must be signalled to the audience at the outset. This is a minimum requirement. Well, did you see that at the beginning of Britain's Got Talent?
Mate,
they were going to do that?
Guilty, me
No, I
lad.
don't think
Guilty,
so.
me lad. That is open and shut, isn't it?
It is. I think on 3 counts on that section. So, and outright expressions of highly personal views also are not to happen. So, I'd say that's slam dunk. I mean, if they want to hire us,
but if you're going to do a
consultant
dance
on their own rules, I'm happy to work for them.
But if you're going to do a dance, you'll probably believe in that whatever you're going to do the dance for.
Well, yeah, but mostly they just do a dance, don't they?
Well, no, but I mean,
but it's not that, you know,
if you're doing a Black Lives Matter dance, it suggests you as the presenter believe in that.
Oh yeah. Well, it was
so
very,
you are,
very
you
clear.
are, you know, Ashley Banjo is a supporter of that.
Yeah,
So he hasn't broken that rule. All right, he hasn't
Yeah,
come
but
on
we
and announced it.
We didn't know that what it was. It just said there's a special performance from them about it.
I want to again stress that we have no objection to Ashley's strong views.
He's got his right to reply on here if he wants to come on.
Yeah, about Black Lives Matter. Many of his views we share. What we're saying is this was against broadcasting rules. Why was it allowed to happen? Why did ITV allow it to happen? And why won't Ofcom as yet investigate when it's quite clear that, what did you quote, 4 rules have been blatantly broken?
Would you not think, Kevin, also, because this was recorded and because all programmes go through compliance and they go through lawyers and they go through ITV executives, do you not think one of those people would not have looked at that and thought, oh, Ofcom rules, what are we doing here? Do you think we better run this past Ofcom beforehand? Because I think there could be an issue. No one has said this.
Maybe they've worked out the penalty's worth it for the publicity.
And how would Simon Cowell react if a contestant came onto his show and shouted, vote Boris or vote Corbyn or something like that, which is the equivalent of what's happened here? How would they react to that? They'd be horrified. The guy would be kicked off, never to be allowed anywhere near showbiz again. And yet, when Ashley goes on and dances the Black Lives Matter shuffle, everything's cool.
Do you remember also Julian Clary with the incident of the British Comedy Awards where he suggested that...
I was there,
we were
Let's not go into the details, though, mate.
Oh, yeah, with Norman Lamont.
But that was a live show. The controversy of that was ridiculous, wasn't it? You know, a live show that happened. There have been several instances of Jarvis Cocker when he invaded the stage at the Brits and caused controversy with Michael Jackson, if you remember. They were live events which caused outrage for Ofcom and outrage for them and caused problems for Julian Clary and for him. As I say, this was as a recorded segment, a controversial recorded segment. It wasn't a live
so it's recorded, so that sort of makes it worse. But I just think, to conclude, out of respect for the thousands of viewers who have complained, many of whom were parents saying, didn't think it was right for my kids to watch this sort of thing, didn't think it was the right arena, an inappropriate place to stage a political demonstration. Out of respect for them, I think Ofcom should stop pussyfooting around. You've quoted 4 of their rules that they've broken, clearly been broken. They've got to investigate. And if they don't investigate, Ofcom, you are officially not fit for purpose. Nigel, fantastic to talk to you.